guys, welcome back to another episode of Generation Films. We're outside the studio today, and we're here on the Gotham Transit System, or...
Well, it's actually the New York City subway, but this is as close as we can get. As being that the subway was filmed in the movie, we thought we would show you what the actual New York City subway looks like, and we're also going to go to a whole bunch of different locations in and around New York City today to show you some real-life Joker locations.
Right, and might as well start on the transit system. This was Arthur Fleck, the Joker, took around the city every day where he murdered people and, just generally had a good time in Gotham. And we thought this would be a good place to start because it really captures the grittiness of Gotham.
Right, so a lot of things that were done to show like a more 1980s, 70s grittiness to New York / Gotham.
Right.
And you can see like the subway isn't as bad as it is in the movie because, well...
But this is one of the older trains.
In 2019, this is one of the older trains. This is the R train.
2000.
But you can still see that it is still nicer than what you see in the movie because in the 70s and 80s in New York, well, things were a little bit more violent and chaotic.
It's got like warriors.
Kind of, it was like the Warriors vibe, where things on the subways were kind of the underground criminal underworld, and every time you took the subway, you were basically risking your life. Although I have to say, because of the quality of the subway, you're still doing that today. But
less clowns, less murderous clowns.
Less clowns, more naked people.
Okay. Well, let's start. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay, so this location is the Paramount Theater location from the movie where the Joker is standing and holding an "Everything Must Go" sign.
You just ask the same questions every week.
And this is actually located in Newark, New Jersey, not in New York. You see, the filmmakers wanted to give a feel to the audience of a more gritty New York from the late 1970s, early 1980s. I think the film's actually supposed to take place in 1981, and Newark hasn't moved forward in decades. Okay, that's actually that's not fair to say. I shouldn't say that. I'm a New Jerseyan, so I'm allowed to make fun of it. That's what New Jerseyans do. But we're actually right by the New Jersey Devils Stadium, which is a hockey team. They're actually playing the Rangers tonight. Go Devils. And since the stadium has moved in, there's been lots of attempts to kind of revitalize the area, and very slowly it's coming up, and we're actually in a very good area, and the city is starting to grow. But anyways, you can see behind me right here, it doesn't quite look like the movie. There's no blue sign under. That's because they went over the stores, they went over the theater. They made it look like it was an active theater. They made the stores look like they are New York stores. I think there's actually a Gray's Papaya in the movie. You don't see a Golden Crust. And you can see that right here is the actual store that the Joker worked at in the movie. That's the store that he was standing on the street holding the sign for. And you can see it's really going out of business. That was true to life, though. I don't know if the filmmakers actually picked this store because of that. Is probably just because of its proximity to the Paramount Theater. The store actually had a sign in it that was just like the sign that the Joker held in the movie for a while that said "Everything Must Go," though it's not here now. So you can see that this area was really, really overdone for the movie to make it look like a late 1970s, early 80s New York, or actually Gotham City, because that's what it was in the movie. All of the stores are different. They really did a lot of work. I think they must have shut down the street for the movie. They might have not. Anyways, it's not that busy of a street, even if it's in a main area, so it's kind of a good, easy place to shoot.
Okay guys, now we're down the street in Jersey City at Hudson County Superior Court, which is right behind me, and this is where Wayne Hall was shot. This is of course owned by the Wayne family, Batman's family. This is where Thomas Wayne, Bruce Wayne's father, was holding a charity event. They were watching like Charlie Chaplin or something like that. Let's go over here for a second. I want to show you where the Joker sneaks in to basically confront Thomas Wayne on whether he actually is his father. Come on, let's go. Okay, so now we're on the side of the staircase. This is where actually Arthur Fleck sneaks in. He gets like the bellboy costume on, and then he confronts Thomas Wayne in the bathroom. He gets punched in the face. And also all out here, this entire area was actually covered with protesters, police officers, and when they were actually filming this, the streets of Jersey City was just lined up with extras, so it must have been pretty cool to be here when they were shooting this.
Okay, so we're here at the next location. I hope that you could recognize it, but if you can't, it is the famous Joker stairs. It is located in the High Bridge section of the Bronx. High Bridge got its name after a high bridge built in 1848 by Irish immigrants in order to carry water across the Harlem River. Now, as you can see in real life, the stairs have some garbage lying all around it. It's between two buildings, and they're very narrow. There's a lot of stairs, and it is very, very steep. I'm not sure if you can see that on camera, but it is not easy to go up and down these stairs, and I'm sure it was very tiring for the film crews to have to go up and down. You don't really get the sense from the movie how long the staircase is. We'll give you some shots in that. And this is kind of just a section of the Bronx that nobody would ever go to. We actually ran into somebody before at the top of these steps who came up to us and he was like, you know, nobody ever wants to come to this part of the Bronx. Now that they shot the movie here, everybody wants to come here all of a sudden. He was kind of rolling his eyes at it. This guy's even agreeing with me now. So, you know, it's kind of sad because the Bronx, you know, has a lot of amazing things to it. It's a huge borough of Manhattan with amazing culture. It's really famous for all of the different food that it has. But anyways, these are the stairs. Alan suggested that maybe they install a zip line that goes down the stairs for a little bit of fun for the tourists, and it seemed to piss off a couple of the locals. So he's being inconvenient. He's being insensitive about their staircase. So we're gonna try to get out of here as soon as possible. But anyways, this is the Joker stairs.
So guys, we're here at the Arkham State Hospital. If you're a bad guy in the DC universe, you probably have done some time in here. If you haven't killed enough people to really get up there. I mean, this is all AAA top tier bad guys. They go here. And in real life, this is in Brooklyn in a place called the Brooklyn Army Terminal. It's used to be used for the Army to store, I guess, munitions or whatever. Now it's used kind of for commercial and industrial shipping. There's also a ferry terminal here. So this area is actually becoming really, really nice, like a lot of the places in the Joker. But yeah, for those of you who know about the Arkham Asylum video games, Arkham Knight, you know that this place will eventually turn into a super max security prison. So there are many versions of Arkham Hospital. You have the one in Dark Knight, and you also have the one in the Gotham TV show, and that one's actually shot in Staten Island at the Bailey Seton Hospital, and it looks kind of very similar to this Brooklyn Army Terminal. Now, the interiors of this hospital where the Joker has his one-on-one sessions with a therapist are shot in East Harlem at the Metropolitan Hospital, which actually kind of sounds like a Gotham hospital. It's got the right name. Now, in the film, they do a great job at making the Arkham Hospital kind of stick out in the middle of this urban landscape. But if you actually look around us, if you do a little spin around, there's like a bank right over there. There's some really snazzy looking workplaces. So they had to like kind of narrow the audience's vision. They also obviously put some CGI, or maybe they did it in real life, but they put the Arkham sign on that walkway over there. But more or less, I mean, this place really does give us that kind of creepy, you know, like turn of the century state hospital vibe, which is why this place is so cool. Okay, so that was basically as much ground as we could cover in one day. I mean, it was a lot for me.
I think, you know, we're pretty exhausted running all over the city. There's a few more places, but we covered the really significant ones. Yeah. We just wanted you to get the idea of what, like, locations look like in a movie versus real life. You know, what does the final product actually look like? You can see how much CGI is involved. Right. You can see how much set design is involved with changing the stores and stuff. And all the effort that goes in. A lot of extras, a lot of props, and stuff.
Cars. The cars in that movie were pretty cool. They had a lot of older, you know, 1970s, 1980s cars in the streets.
Right, so once you go to see the movie, it looks so real, it looks finished up, it looks like they just took a camera out to the real world. Yeah. But the truth is, a lot more bland, I guess.
Yeah, and so if you guys ever decide to come to New York, you know, maybe paint your face, figure out how to do a creepy laugh, and ride the subway around to all these locations.
But you'll just be like every other New Yorker.
Yeah, you won't be that special.
Not at all.
Well, guys, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, Generation Films, I guess we'll catch you next time.
All right, peace.